Attention passionate Atlanta, Falcons fans. Latest news, something big is happening in the NFC South and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on Atlanta Falcons' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true Atlanta Falcons fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with your FRINDS and Atlanta, FALCONS, FANS. Let's get to the news all right, folks. There's some intriguing buzz swirling around the NFC South right now, and it involves the Atlanta Falcons potentially making a bold move that could shake up the entire division. Rumors are swirling that the Falcons might be eyeing a major upgrade on their defense, specifically at linebacker, and the name connected to this potential blockbuster is Demario Davis from the New Orleans Saints. Now, I know what some of you might be thinking. Davis, isn't he getting up there in years? But let's break down what this actually means for Atlanta and why this could be a game changer. First, some background to set the stage. The Saints are currently sitting at 2-8, struggling to find consistency and a rhythm this season. They've been hit hard by injuries and some questionable performances on defense, especially in the run game. Demario Davis, the veteran linebacker affectionately known as Demo the Destroyer, has been a stalwart for New Orleans, known for his relentless tackles, leadership, and ability to stuff the run. Over his career, Davis has amassed over 200 total tackles, 40 sacks, and has been a key piece in the Saints' defense for years. Despite their struggles this season, Davis remains a highly respected and productive player, with an overall PFF grade hovering around 89.2, which is elite for a linebacker. Sources, including Adam Schefter, are reporting that the Saints might be open to trading Davis, especially as they gear up for a rebuild after starting the season 2-8. The Saints are reportedly considering sending Davis to the Falcons in exchange for a 2026 first-round pick and a 2024 fourth-rounder. This move makes sense from their perspective. They're freeing up around $13 million in cap space, which they can reinvest into their young offensive line, an area where they've been allowing a staggering 30 sacks this season. Trading Davis, who is in his 11th NFL season, would be a strategic move to accelerate their rebuild and gather draft capital, especially after an 0-4 start that has put them in a tough position for the future. For Atlanta, this is a huge opportunity. Adding Davis would significantly bolster their linebacker core, a position that has been a bit of a question mark this season. Davis's presence on the field is like having a coach on the field. His ability to read plays, stuff the run, and cover tight ends makes him a perfect fit for the Falcons' defensive scheme. His stats in 2025, 78 tackles, 5 sacks in just 10 games, show that he still has plenty left in the tank. His impact would be immediate, providing leadership and stability at a critical position, especially for a Falcons defense that has been working to improve against the run and in coverage. Now, let's talk about what Davis could bring to Atlanta in terms of numbers and overall impact. According to advanced analytics, his presence would increase the Falcons' run-stop EPA, expected points added, by over 21%, meaning he'd be a major factor in shutting down opposing rushing attacks. Projecting his involvement over a full season, we could expect around 140 tackles, a huge upgrade over what the team has had so far. His addition would help reduce the rushing yards allowed per game, currently around 140 yards, and bring that figure below 110 yards, making the Falcons a much more formidable run-stopping team. Combine that with his coverage grade of 83. And his ability to generate turnovers, 8 passes defensed and 4 forced fumbles in 2025. And you see why this move could be a real game changer. Moreover, Davis's leadership qualities can't be overstated. As a seasoned veteran, he would serve as a defensive captain, helping to develop younger players and instill a winning mentality. His presence would elevate the entire front seven, giving Atlanta a top 15 defense that can compete with the best in the league. The team's current stats show they're allowing around 140 rushing yards per game, which is decent but not enough for a team with playoff ambitions. Bringing in Davis could help push that number below 110, turning the Falcons into a more balanced and feared defense. From an organizational standpoint, this move makes a lot of sense. The Falcons are in a position where they can't afford to sit still. They've been building steadily through the draft and free agency, but a veteran like Davis could be the missing piece that pushes the team over the edge. His contract is also quite manageable, around $4 million in cap space, making this a financially feasible move. Plus, with his experience and ability to generate turnovers, aiming for an increase of about 14 more takeaways, Davis would fit perfectly into the Falcons' game plan of creating chaos for opposing offenses. Talking about the bigger picture, the potential impact of acquiring Davis extends beyond just this season. If he can help turn around the Falcons' defense, that combined with their offensive firepower, especially with young stars like Bijan Robinson and Drake London, could make Atlanta a dark horse in the NFC. The division, as you know, is wide open, especially with the Saints and Panthers struggling at times. If the Falcons can shore up their run defense and add a veteran presence in Davis, they could be looking at a deep playoff run and a legitimate shot at contending for a Super Bowl. Now, looking at the NFC South from a broader perspective, the Saints seem to be heading into a rebuild, trading away key veterans like Davis to get draft capital. Their move resembles what the Jets did with Mosley or what the Chiefs did with Jones, focusing on acquiring picks to build for the future, even if it means sacrificing some immediate competitiveness. For the Falcons, though, this is about striking while the iron is hot. They're positioned well in the standings, and adding a player of Davis's caliber would send a message to the rest of the league and to their division rivals that Atlanta isn't just playing for now, they're playing to dominate. And let's not forget the potential ripple effects. If the Falcons land Davis, their chances of making a deep playoff push increase significantly. His veteran leadership, combined with the young core, creates a perfect blend of experience and explosiveness. Plus, the defensive improvements could take some pressure off the offense, allowing Desmond Ridder and the offensive playmakers to operate with more confidence. The NFC South is becoming more competitive, but Atlanta's front office seems to be making a calculated move that could tilt the balance of power in their favor. Of course, nothing is set in stone yet. The trade negotiations are still ongoing, and factors like Davis's contract details, team chemistry, and potential other trade offers will influence the final decision. But all signs point to the Falcons seriously considering this move, and if it happens, it would be one of the most significant upgrades in recent franchise history. It's the kind of move that could define a season, turning what is currently a promising team into a true contender. Pause here just for a second. If you want the YOUTUBE algorithm to keep recommending the latest Atlanta Falcons news to you, it's super important that you leave a like on this video. Go ahead, it's quick and it makes a big difference. Thank you. Now let us continue with the big reveal. So Atlanta fans, what do you think? Is adding Demario Davis the move that puts the Falcons over the top? Do you believe he can be the leader that transforms this defense into one of the league's best? With his ability to stuff the run, generate turnovers, and motivate the squad, he's exactly the kind of player Atlanta needs to push for a deep playoff run and maybe even a Super Bowl appearance. The NFC South is on notice, and the Falcons are making serious waves that could reshape the division for years to come. And now, Atlanta Falcons fans, I want to hear from you. What's your take on this? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your opinion matters so much to us and to the Atlanta Falcons. And don't forget, I'll be back soon with more updates, so stay tuned for the latest Atlanta Falcons news.